Hey guys, it's Inkeater, and hopefully the audio sounds a crap ton better than what it's sounded in the last few days, and that has a lot to do with user error. Turns out I was plugging it into my device where I was recording it, but I was never checking the base of the device to acknowledge the fact that, oh, okay, it's actually recording from this, not my actual laptop or whatever that's got built in, my webcam that has built-in microphones in them. And it was like, no wonder my audio sounded so shitty. I was really thinking, wow, it must be my microphone, and wow, good thing I got that warranty, and that girl told me to get that warranty, because you know what? It seems like this thing's known to go bad. No, user error. User error, Alethea. Check the base. And I knew it was kind of smooth sailing when I decided to sit there and start using this microphone that I had gotten as a gift. And it's kind of funny how I was like, wow, this is really easy. I can totally handle this. And then it turns out, yeah, you can handle using it. You didn't even check to see it was plugged in at the base. You thought it was going bad. Anyway, just thought I'd share that funny story. But tonight for Vinyl and Music News, I wanted to talk about another woman in music history. Her name is Clara Rockmore. She's one of the pioneers of electronic music, and she comes from not the 1990s, but way further into the past, into the 1930s. And she was recently highlighted on Google's homepage as a Google Doodle, and it was insanely freaking cool, because I had never heard about Clara Rockmore until I went to google.com that day and I discovered the Google Doodle, and it was just so freaking cool. Essentially, she was a pioneer in electronic music, and she came into the whole electronic scene in the 1930s. Basically, she started getting arthritis from being a violinist. She had been a violin prodigy for, I forget how old she was, might have been 12, a little bit younger than that. Neither here nor there. I'll leave a link to the article down below, giving you a little bit more history. But essentially, she came across this instrument, and she was like, oh, it's playing air. What? I can play this, I can still continue to produce music and not let my arthritis get in the way. That to me is kind of mind-blowing, how somebody can just push through and go, you know what, no, fuck you, I'm going to continue producing and doing what I love, which is music. And essentially she went on to play with the Philharmonic Orchestra of some kind, and I thought that was really interesting. Granted, I was kind of bummed out to find that there are no recordings of her. Granted, I know that there's one album, but there isn't like a record of her work because she wasn't a, I guess, recording artist, and she wasn't in demand at the time. But I thought it was insanely cool that she played with orchestras, and that all into itself is like, man, she was holding her own, and she was creating a field for herself that didn't really exist. And that to me is just like, wow, there's women in the 1930s pushing the envelope and pushing the music scene. What's really cool though is the article went into detail about how she went on to influence Led Zeppelin, Beach Boys, Rolling Stones, and it's like, whoa, really? This is really freaking cool, and more people should know about her. So I figured we would talk about her, because I wanted to share this. But what I really thought was insanely cool was the Google Doodle and all the work that went into basically showing how the theremin works. And it's kind of amazing to see an art creation come to life like that. Essentially, it took 12 artists to put this Google Doodle together, which I was like, what? That is amazing. But not only did she master the art of playing the theremin, she also was like best buddies with the guy who created it. And she basically helped with creating better versions of the actual instrument, and she went on, this instrument basically went on to create the first world synthesizer, and it's like, what? This lady's pretty awesome. How come I've never heard of her before? What's incredibly crazy though is that there's only one album that was ever recorded by her, which is kind of insane to think about, considering she was holding her own in the 1930s and she continued playing on. And had I never seen this Google Doodle, I would have never known about this woman. Anyway, I thought that was insanely cool. If you want to check out a video clip of her, I'll leave that down below where you can actually see her playing the airwaves. It's just amazing, and it's also amazing to see how many musicians she actually influenced, and how electronic music is kind of owed in part to her, and her sitting there and wanting to improve upon an instrument only because she had arthritis in her elbow. What? So last week we talked about the 1990s and TLC. This week we talked about the 1930s and Clara Rockmore. But I'm curious, what are some awesomely talented ladies in the world of music that I should know about? Let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys are doing awesome, and yeah, bye!
Whatever it is that you believe you're seeing, it's not real.
Seeing things before they happen.
Things are not always what they seem in this place. So you can't take anything for granted.